Hello, everybody. Welcome to Song Muse. My name is Cisco Rodriguez, and Song Muse is the place where we talk about songwriting, how to make you better songwriters, and how to get you to write more songs. Today's episode is going to be a review and breakdown of Bruno Mars' hit song, That's What I Like. Let's just jump right into it. Bruno Mars' That's What I Like, I've got to say, is an amazing song. I absolutely love it. It has so many great elements to it. I'm just going to go over the things that I really love about the song and what I feel makes the song amazing. First off, it is an R&B pop crossover, and it does it beautifully. It has that R&B flavor, but at the same time, it's a pop song. It can reach out to multiple people, not just the R&B crowd, but the pop crowd as well. Let's start off with the singing and the performance. Bruno Mars is absolutely crushing it here. He is an amazing singer with absolutely brilliant technique, and he just shows off his skills in this song so well. He starts off in the verse with a very staccato rhythm, very hip-hoppy. That's another thing with modern R&B and modern pop music. There's such a hip-hop influence. That's another thing that makes it a modern R&B song. So you've got Bruno Mars just killing it with those staccato rhythms and really sexy lyrics. He then smooths it out as he goes into the pre-chorus. Once again, in the chorus itself, it's kind of a mixture of that smooth sound, but also some additional staccato rhythms at the end of it. The second verse does some really cool things. He uses melody in a way to add some additional element, and the way that he phrases the lyrics in the second verse make it so that it doesn't sound just like the first verse, because the kinds of things he's saying is kind of the same from the first verse to the second verse, so you have to do something so that it doesn't become monotonous. He continues that way into the next chorus, and then it hits this amazing bridge, and this is where Bruno Mars really shows off his vocal skills. He absolutely just crushes it. He goes so high, and his vocals are just like, amazing. It takes that big climax of the bridge, and then it comes down into the final choruses, and of course he's ad-libbing through the choruses, and it just is just an amazing pop song from start to finish. Let's talk about the production. The production is top-notch. He is using fresh sounds, but also some older sounds, mixed them together. He's getting that old school R&B flavor, but at the same time, if you're listening to the drum programming, you're hearing very modern rhythms within the drum programming. It has that old school R&B flavor, but it also has that modern production quality. The sound choices are fantastic. The arrangement is top-notch. Once again, this is a man and producer who is at the top of his game, and the people that he's working with, the people that he's surrounding with, are also at the top of their game. This is my take on Bruno Mars. I absolutely love this song. You'll see that 502 million, actually almost close to 503 million views of this video on YouTube. Also, a ton of streams and so forth. It is the #2 song in the nation, and there is good reason for it, and it's been at #2 for weeks and weeks. Bruno Mars, nailing it. That's what I like. Fantastic, fantastic song. Let's get into the breakdown. As songwriters, we need to analyze these songs. Why are they so good? Why are they so easy to listen to and so catchy? There are things that they are doing and things that Bruno Mars is doing that lend itself to being a very popular song. It is no coincidence that Bruno Mars has been killing it hit after hit after hit. And the reason that is because he got his craft down. He is an absolutely amazing songwriter, and the songwriters that he works with that also co-write with him are also amazing songwriters. We'll start off with the key and the tempo of the song. That's what I like, is at 126 beats per minute, and it's in the key of B flat minor. 126 beats per minute is interesting because it actually sounds slower than that. The feel of the song is a lot more sexy than a 126 beats per minute song you would think it would sound like. That's something that's been done within the arrangement. The next thing is the key of B flat minor. This is an R&B crossover pop smash. R&B is going to be primarily in minor keys. I guess it's the blues part of the rhythm and blues R&B that you can't put it in major keys, man. It's got to be sexy. A lot of times people say minor keys sound sad, but in R&B, minor keys also sound dangerous. They sound sexy, and that's why we use these keys to make these R&B songs. If you're going to write an R&B pop crossover, remember that you have to pick the right kind of key to build your song around. Chord choices, R&B. Once again, you're going to have your minor sevenths, your minor ninths, you're going to have your dominant sevenths. These are the kind of chords that add that R&B flavor. Now, if you're going to do a crossover song, you can't put too much of the R&B in there. You can't make all of your chords really lush and big. You have to sprinkle in those R&B chords so that it has the R&B flavor, but it's still a pop song. Let's get to the lyrics and to see what Bruno Mars is doing to make this song work and why it's so appealing. Now, a lot of people will look at this song and they'll say, oh, well, you know, it has like this sort of rapper type of bravado. It's not like the old Bruno Mars and so forth. But you have to remember, when you're writing this kind of song, you have to thematically and lyrically to work with the music that you're doing. They have to be married. If he were to write the same kind of lyrics that he did for some of his earlier pop smashes, they wouldn't work in this format. First of all, you always have to start off with a strong first line. So he starts off with, I got a condo in Manhattan. What does that tell us? Right away it tells us that he's got the money to be able to afford a condo in Manhattan. It already sets the tone for what this song is going to be and the kinds of things that he's going to be saying. Throughout the lyrics, he uses, once again, a lot of this bravado type of stuff. You're invited, talking to the girl about how he's a pimp and he wants her to show off her body and so forth. He also talks about having a beach house in Miami, lobster tail for dinner. You've got these things that are basically saying, hey, I've got some money, I got some cash, right? Very kind of hip hop rapper type of language. Why is it appealing? Well, it's appealing because if you're a female, wouldn't it be great to have a guy that had that kind of cash that could spend that cash on you and so forth? And so some of the lyrics that he's using, it's more than bravado, right? So it's basically saying, hey, I've got this stuff, but I want to share it with you. So it's very different than, hey, I've got this money. It's actually going into saying, hey, I've got this money, but I want to spend it on you. And that's what women want to hear. They don't care if you have a lot of money. They care if you're going to spend it on them. For guys, the appeal of the song is it's got that sort of, that pimp quality. You enjoy being the guy that can show off your stuff. All of these lyrics in the verse are very staccato. When you go into the pre-chorus, you have to change. And this is another thing about songwriting. Between sections, you're going to have to use contrast. If you don't use contrast, your song is going to get monotonous, it's going to get boring. People are not going to want to listen to it over and over and over again the way that people listen to this Bruno Mars song. When he goes into the jump in the Cadillac line, he smooths out the melody and it's no longer that staccato rhythm. He then jumps into the chorus, once again, similar thematic stuff, talking about the kinds of things that he's going to do for her. Very R&B, he wants something, right? And he wants to get this girl into bed, ultimately. And a lot of what he's doing is trying to seduce the woman. And he's using his bravado and his, I've got some money and I'm going to spend it on you to do that. Cool jewel be shining so bright, strawberry champagne on ice. And then he hits you with, lucky for you, that's what I like. And what he's saying is, all the stuff that you like, I like. And so we're going to have a good time together. Sex by the Fire at Night, Silk Sheets and Diamonds All White. Typical R&B, hey baby, I'm trying to seduce you here. Going back into the second verse, it's once again back to the staccato rhythm. And here's where, once again, if he was not such a good writer, he would probably have stayed with the same rhythm and same structure. But in modern writing, you can't do that. You have to be able to, from verse 1 to verse 2, there's got to be some difference. You got to change it up a little bit. That's what he does. Talking trips to Puerto Rico, say the word in Wico, you can be my freaka. Girl, I'll be your freako mamacita, right? So now he changes up the rhythm of the line and the melody, so it gives it a little bit different flavor than it was in that first verse. He punctuates a little more in the second verse. It also helps to make that song so it's not that monotonous, right? Because it is basically the same kind of section, but by changing it up a little in a couple of lines, you don't want to overdo it, but if you change it up a little, it helps to keep that monotony away. And then he goes back into the pre-chorus and the chorus, and those are identical. And you'll want to do that because repetition is important. Let me say that again. Repetition is important. Repetition is important. One of my favorite songwriting teachers, Jason Bloom, was the one that put that into my head, and I have kept that as a mantra when I write my songs. The pre-chorus and the chorus remain the same. They're exactly the same as they were in the first pre-chorus and chorus, and that helps that repetition so that the song sticks in your head. That's the part of the song that people always remember how to sing. Jump in the Cadillac, da 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 da, right? Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. That's the stuff that people are going to remember. They're not going to remember the verses as much, but that pre-chorus and that chorus have to hit strong. They have to hit hard. Now we get to what's really, really cool, and that is the bridge. Now, in the bridge, you have to do something. In other words, do not put in a bridge into your song just because you want to break up the song or because Bruno Mars put a bridge into the song. I'm going to write a song and I'm going to put a bridge into it. No. A bridge has to serve a purpose. It has to do something. It has to provide something different. From a lyrical standpoint, you want to tie everything together. You want to make a new statement. You want to change things up a little bit. And from a melodic standpoint, you definitely want to make it contrast from what's going on. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the shape of the song and why this bridge is so powerful in the song. The marriage of the lyric to the melody and the way that the bridge builds is what I'm going to explain why it is so powerful and why this bridge specifically makes this song what it is. Let's look at it from a lyrical standpoint. What he does here in the bridge is basically he changes up the bravado to, he wants to change it around so that it's basically talking about, hey, I'm not just looking to get you in bed, I'm looking to make this better. In order to do that, what you do is you plead a little bit. And so what happens in this bridge is that this is where he's doing the pleading, the, hey, I really, really like you. What do you want? What do you want? All this is here for you. Tell me, baby, tell me what you're trying to do. It's the pleading in this bridge that changes it up from what's going on in the rest of it, where he's just kind of like, this is what I got it. That's what makes the bridge powerful from a lyrical standpoint. Now, is it the best lyrics in the world? No, but they work well in what he did there to make sure that it does change up the lyric so that you're going on a journey. So it's not just, hey, you know, I'm the best, I've got all the money, blah, 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 blah. It's taking that journey, and this is where we come into the shape of the song. From the shape of the song, what you have is you have this sort of up-tempo thing, and you start off on a high note. What happens is the verse goes on popping, but then it's got to go into that chorus. So then it's got to pop a little more, right? So it's the chorus and the pre-chorus have to lift. They have to pop a little more. That's the shape of the song. It goes up. And then it comes back down into the next verse, but it's already chugging along at a better rate. And once again, it's got to lift up into that second chorus. And this is where this bridge becomes amazing, because when he goes into the bridge, he smooths it out to start off, but he's already at a high from that chorus. He's already at that level. And then he just, boom, takes it up. And this is where Bruno Mars, his ability to sing and to sing those amazing high notes, just make this song pop. And that bridge is what takes this song over the top, because it climaxes so hard. It is such an amazing reach for the notes, and just his ad-libs and stuff and his falsetto in there. Ooh, mamacita. He just nails that. And then it comes down for that chorus, but it comes down to the level that's still popping. But that bridge, it took you to the top, and then he released you down, right? So you've got this roller coaster. It's boom, boom, and then woo, up for the big finale. And then he comes back down, and he takes you out with just an amazing, amazing song. That is my breakdown and review of Bruno Mars, That's What I Like. I hope you liked this video. It is our first video at Song Muse doing this type of thing, and we will be doing more of these. If you liked it, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and leave some comments down. If you want other songs, you want me to review other songs that are favorites of yours, please leave those in the comments, and we will be back. Have a fantastic day, and Song Muse, write more songs. See ya.